Welcome to the Rudick Report. Today is Wednesday, March 1st, 2023. The Wall Street Journal recently reported that one of the largest grid operators in the nation, PJM Interconnection, released a commentary on Friday warning that the force-fed energy transition to renewable fuels is destabilizing the U.S. electrical grid. The PJM statement forecasts power demand through 2030 across 13 eastern states in its territory covering 65 million people. Its conclusion is that fossil fuel power plants are retiring much faster than renewable sources are getting developed, which could lead to energy imbalances, which is another way of saying that you can expect rolling blackouts both short and long term. During a normal yearly cycle, PJM typically has a surplus of power due to its large fossil fuel fleet, which it exports to its neighboring grids in the Midwest and Northeast. As an example, when the wind power in the Midwest and Central states late last week had an issue due to the winter storm, PJM was there to meet the energy demand and keep the lights on. PJM is predicting a massive decline in its power reserves as coal and natural gas plants retire. The report forecasts that 40,000 megawatts of power generation, enough to light up 30 million households, are at risk of retiring by 2030, representing about 21% of PJM's current generation capacity. This would mean that with these plants closing, PJM's power generation capacity would be lowered significantly. Most projected power plant retirements are policy-driven, the report says. For example, the steep costs of complying with Environmental Protection Agency regulations, including a proposed Good Neighbor rule that is expected to be finalized next month, will force about 10,500 megawatts of fossil fuel generation to shut down. At the same time, utility company commitments to environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, are driving coal plants to close, the report notes. Illinois, New Jersey climate policies could reduce generation by 8,900 megawatts. So the question is, if there is a power disruption, how are these states going to fill that gap? Many states have large-scale renewable goals, and the Inflation Reduction Act provides enormous subsidies on wind, solar, and batteries. But the report says that the historical rate of completion for renewable projects has been approximately 5%, in part because of permitting challenges. In an optimistic case, the report estimates 21,000 megawatts of wind, solar, and battery storage capacity will be added to the grid by 2030, which would account for about half as much as the expected fossil fuel retirements. So clearly, even if all these projects get completed, there will still be a major shortfall. This, however, is just one problem. There are other problems that not many are paying attention to, and that is the fact that the demand for electric power will increase because of the growth in data centers, the government's push for gas-powered cars to be replaced by electric ones, and replacing heating units to be electric, not to mention moving all fuel-related machines to electric as well. The report doesn't indicate this, but the conclusion is clear. The left-wing mafia's green energy transition is contradictory to a growing economy and improving living standards. Renewables don't provide reliable power 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, due to cloud cover, unpredictable storms, etc. And the progressive campaign to shut down coal and gas plants that can provide power will no doubt result in power outages. During the polar vortex that sent an Arctic blast throughout the country this past December, PJM ordered some businesses to curtail power usage and urged households to do the same. PJM narrowly avoided rolling blackouts as some generators switched to burning oil. But what happens when those power plants shut down? A power disruption at PJM has the potential to cascade across much of the United States. Government officials have been raising alarms about the risks of cyber and physical attacks on the grid. But how about alarms being raised for the accelerating danger of climate policy? The left continues to push their green agenda and scream about climate change when clearly none exists. The truth is, battery technology is nowhere where it needs to be, and there is no infrastructure in place so electric cars can be charged. I will leave you with one simple thought exercise. You live in New Jersey and you want to plan a trip with your family in your electric car to visit your other family members in Canada. The trip is roughly 500 miles. Is the electric car going to make it? No. Is there infrastructure along the way to charge your vehicles? No. But let's assume there was infrastructure in place. How long would it take to charge the car at the stops you need to make? It would take hours. I'm not even mentioning the extreme high cost of an electric vehicle. The fact is, electric vehicles are cost prohibitive, and there is no infrastructure to support charging the vehicles, and certainly there is no commercial infrastructure to support the increased demand for power. So let me sum up the article in a few words. Long live the gas-powered vehicle. Thank you for watching. If you can, please like and subscribe and support this channel by visiting my affiliate links. And until next time, this is the Rudick Report.